So we're going to take a look at one by one everybody in this photo, and we're going to just look at what they bring to the broadcast. And like, I know, who the fuck am I? I'm just like an idiot in his room, like I'm bottom of the food. I'm not even on the food chain, and my voice, is dog shit and it's shot or whatever, and I'm high on drugs. But we're going to start with the gods and kind of work our way down into the abyss. So it's been a pretty fucked up year for TSN, Sportsnet. I mean, TSN, they laid off 210 employees in February, and now Sportsnet had massive layoffs recently, and it's like sports are bigger than ever. In 2013, the Raptors were valued at 405 million Canadian. Today, they're valued at 2.2 billion with a B Canadian. They won a championship in 2019. What the hell's going on? And how do we get to this point? Like, how do we get to a point where they're laying off like over 200 of their staff with no notice? I mean, they just, on TSN back in February, a bunch of like stations just ended. It was just like they didn't even tell the host. Like the show ended, and then like music started playing, and then they found out on Twitter that they had all been fired. A couple weeks after the Bell Mental Health initiative, and of course Bell owns TSN, so kind of one of those like woke corporate things that kind of didn't work out. I mean, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and that one definitely didn't. But I think what it really comes down to is TSN and Sportsnet and ESPN. I think for the most part, they've just misunderstood their audience, like who their audience is. And they've underestimated how intelligent people have become about sports. Just our access to information now is so great that when you have somebody on ESPN or TSN or that has to cover 4 different sports or 30 different teams, and those are the people that got cut. Were the people that had width instead of depth. It's the people. Will Liu got a job at Sportsnet when everybody got fired, and Alex Wong, because it's not about width anymore. It's about depth. So Jack Armstrong. Hello. I think if anybody's job is safe, it's Jack/Matt. And I just hit a kettlebell with my ankle there. Not trying to sound cool or anything. It just kind of hurt. Jack, I mean, I think Jack's like 37 years old, but he just drinks a lot. I mean, like Jack's vibe literally brought my, I don't know what you'd call it, level of happiness up during a pandemic. Like he could actually change my mood, it's really rare for, I don't really connect with people, so, or all that well. So just having that during the pandemic, him and Matt, him and Leo, not so much, which we'll get into. But Jack, it's just like, not only is there a huge knowledge of basketball, obviously he's been a coach, he's been a broadcaster for a long time. He has just this EQ of when he knows like when to be funny, he knows when to be serious, he knows how to call out guys without, kind of creating a stir. He's really adept at his role in the broadcast. Like he really knows what he's doing, what he's supposed to deliver. And he's just always got the energy. He's always got that passion. When they show him at the beginning of the game, he's just got this big smile on his face. He loves to be there. His personality comes through. And I can't say that about most of the people we're going to talk about. So Will Liu, now Sportsnet, Alex Wong, now Sportsnet. I can't stand call-in shows, so I don't listen to the podcast anymore. Just me personally. I might listen to like the first few minutes when Will's talking, because for me, like Will knows more about the Raptors than almost anyone. He's really charismatic. He's really interesting to listen to. I really respect his opinion. And when he had his free form reaction podcast where he could just kind of more so was in control, it was part of the broadcasting experience for me, was listening. That was my post-game show. I didn't watch fucking Sherman Hamilton or whatever, or Brad Fay, which we'll get into. I went to Will Liu, but now it's,
Hi, Will. Hi, Alex. Oh, my goodness. I'm so happy that you guys got this job. You guys are so cool. Oh, my gosh. It's so great. Been listening to you guys for such a long time. It's my first time calling.
And Will's just kind of like, that's interesting. And then he talks about, like, what's in his notes, which is like, I want to hear Will's notes. Like, that's what I want to hear. Like, there was literally a caller that called in, I mean, it was cute, but she literally thought that Alex Wong invented the term never underestimate the heart of a champion. I mean, which obviously was from the Houston Rockets run Rudy Tomjanovich, 1996, like she thought that Alex Wong invented, like, so I mean, that's cute and everything, but I don't want to listen to that in a like sports context. At least just that's me. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird or whatever, but I mean, if I want something cute, I'll go look at a Pomeranian or something, you know. Oh shit, I totally forgot about Matt Devlin. I was so amped with Jack, and I talked about Matt and Jack. Kind of slipped my mind there. I was just so taken with, you know, Jack's vibe and everything. You get lose your footing a little bit. You know, Matt's obviously just like super reliable, super capable. You know, you're in good hands when he's, you know, steering the ship, and he gets hyped at the right moments. Like, he's not corny. He's not, you know, it's very like authentic. He really enjoys being there, and you can really feel that coming out of the broadcast. And I think that's why Matt and Jack work so well. It's just like they both just really want to be there and just love what they're doing, and they know, and they're not nervous about it. On the broadcast, it's just, yeah, like that's him in his element. He's just like, I mean, you listen to some of the other broadcasts, like the Celtics. Oh my God. Alvin's kind of a hot topic right now. A lot of people aren't vibing with Alvin, and I was shocked when Alvin got the job. I was blown away. I have noticed Alvin in pregame shows previously, because he's done the pregame show for the Raptors for like a while, and they would cut to him, and I get really stoned before the games, and so when people are uncomfortable on screen, it makes me really uncomfortable, and I have it recorded so I can skip through the commercials. Like, I record the games and I start watching it like 35 minutes after, so I can just skip through everything and kind of watch what I want and whatever. And so when I'm even getting nervous talking about it, because like he was just so visibly nervous on camera that it was just like, he says good things, and that, so this is kind of this is where I think it's like Sportsnet, or TSN or whatever. To me, they're interchangeable. There's nothing that separates the two from me. I don't even know what fucking network any of these people are on, but I know they're on one of the two of them. I just don't really. I think it's like, I just want to be like, okay, Alvin, like, you played in the NBA for a bunch of years. You were on the Toronto Raptors. Like, you know more about this sport than, you're in the top like 0.0001% of knowledge in this sport. You know what you're talking about. You don't need 5 minutes and a replay crew to put a little package together so that you can be like, oh, he set it down, he said, here's the down screen, and okay, he comes up from the block. Like, right away, he's just like, Gary Trent missed his rotation on that last play. Like, Chris Boucher needs to be like, okay, and I want that on the broadcast. I'm a dork. I live for that stuff on the broadcast. But I almost just think it's a thing where it's just like, all right, Alvin, like, just go home, put your sweatpants on, do like 80 grams of edibles, sink into the chair, just sit back, comfortable chair, and just vibe, and just let go. Just be like Sam Mitchell in a summer league game. Just go, baby. Like, it's all good. I think he's stifled, and that's not what you want from a broadcaster. It's just not what you want. And it's weird because it's like him and Leo swapped, but it almost seems like they were better for the positions that they had before. So I don't know, but let's get into Leo. So I think Leo is pretty consistent. Like, he's reliable. There's a really funny clip of him from like 2007 talking about social justice, which is like, it was him and Rod Black, and this is like one of those things that like didn't really age that well in retrospect. I watched it the other day. Not as bad as the Toronto Raptors Indiana Pacers ad that was ran in like 2016, which was, I should do a live stream of me reacting to that, because it was just like just pain. I couldn't. It was like Scott's Tots basically. It was really bad. I forget who it was. One of the Raptors, whatever podcast or whatever put it out. Yeah. So Leo, I mean, it doesn't really seem like Leo can take a joke. That's what really was like difficult for me as a viewer, because there was just this kind of like tension where, that he would get uncomfortable and Matt would kind of, do little jokes, and Leo would always escalate the joke. It'd always go back to Matt being fat or overweight, or like, it was just, it seemed like a good natured joke would always be taken to the next level. As kind of like, he got very defensive very quickly. It was just, I'm a big Opie and Anthony guy, and if you listen to Opie, it's just like that kind of reminds me of Leo. It's gotta kind of walk on eggshells. And I think in a broadcast, that's just not what you want from a broadcaster. And again, I go back to Jack and Matt, and you just look at that chemistry and just how they're able to just be themselves, and it's just like that's the formula. It's not even the voices or like all that kind of comes. I think it's just being authentic and just relying on your knowledge of the game and just going with it instead of like Alvin, who seems really in his head, and Leo, who's just like can't let his hair down. He's always just like, it's like, dude, just like do some like ayahuasca or something and go to Peru and like figure something out. I think because you got fucking, you played in the fucking NBA, like you know what you're talking about, and but you just seemed like unable to like vibe with people. Brad Fay, I don't know. I mean, I remember him from hockey. He was always doing hockey stuff, and like I can't name a single moment of like Brad Fay Raptors, so I don't really have a comment on it. Sherman Hamilton, again, seems like a nice guy. I don't know. Kind of seems like he always has that like face that like someone farted in the studio and he's just trying to get through the segment. Like he's just like, just gotta make it through. Like 8 more seconds, just 8 more seconds. Like he doesn't really seem like he's really psyched to be there. Just like his body language and the way he's just his facial expressions. It's just like, doesn't seem like the guy who, if you fired him, would like go off the deep end and like slit his wrists and go to therapy and stuff. It's just like, it just seems like he would be, I don't know, just like, okay, let's chill. It just seems very nonchalant. Kate Burness, I like how she's in interview. Like I like how she interviews like OG and stuff. Like she knows how to get people to say interesting things, which is really rare in media. And we'll get to some other people on this list who don't have that ability. But the thing with Kate, I just don't understand what she's doing with her voice. Like it's like some. It just seems outdated to me. Like it sounds very like a cadence that you would learn at broadcasting school in like the 90s, and just like nobody really does it anymore. It's like hitting that like 200 mark on an EQ spectrum where it's just like you don't. I know like a PD once told you that you really want to come through with like this solid frequency, but me as a viewer, I'm like, just talk to me like you would at a cocktail party. I'm gonna instantly be more receptive to it. Like it just sounds like it's a commercial or something when she's talking. But she's good in interviews, so it's just like, let's harness that a little bit. Amy Audibert, courtside scoop. They got to get her better scoops. I'm sorry. I don't need to. I don't need the game to be. I don't need, like, if you're gonna interrupt the game, this better be good. Like it better be something like, because now I'm completely out of the flow of the game. I am just taken out. It's like suspension of disbelief. It's like when you're watching a movie and you're really into it and you forget that you're watching a movie. That's like the level of concentration I am watching a game. I don't know. Am I asking for too much? I mean, I like that they don't interview the coaches. I mean, that's fucking unbearable. Unless it's Mike Malone. Mike Malone, like he actually tells I don't know why he does it. I wouldn't do it if I was a coach, but he's like, yeah, we're doing this. They're doing this. And so next quarter we're going to do this, and hope that they do this. Like, it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it's very interesting to listen to, but I'd just be doing the thing that all the coaches do. It's just like, yeah, we're playing hard. They're playing hard, and we're just going to keep doing it. We're just going to keep applying pressure. We're going to keep applying pressure. Sam Mitchell, speaking of letting loose, I like Sam in like a summer game, but he's, I don't know, man. He's definitely, I'm pretty sure he's lit, and like that's cool, but I don't know, just it's to me, it's not the kind of lit that I vibe with personally. Like if somebody's like that at a party, I'm usually not like running over to be. It's just like very kind of flashy and just like, but he's like a cool dude, you know? So maybe I would hang out with him at a party. I shouldn't say that, actually. That's not very nice. I think he's actually a nice guy. I just mean like people who kind of lead with that, just kind of the like the hey, and just being wearing a really nice suit and just kind of just talking and saying things that are really cool, I guess. I mean, I really like Clyde Frazier as a broadcaster, and he's always saying cool things. So it's like, so nice, we showed it twice. All right. Stephen Long. Now, shit, I'm doing like a Stephen Long impression right now. Yeah, I don't know this. I don't know about this one, guys. Like, I listen to all the post game shows. I have like religiously for years. Listen to all the questions. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I can't remember a time when he asked a question that I was just like, man, I really want to know the answer to this. Like, whereas, like, for example, Will Liu has asked some questions where it's like, damn, dude, like, you read Nick Nurse's book, and like, I don't know. It just seems like some people are doing it for a paycheck, and some people are like really passionate about it, and I think it kind of comes out in the press room. Eric Koreen, again, I mean, talking about voices. I mean, that's definitely his natural voice. He's not doing he's not cleaning that up at all. That is just fully coming out. He has some decent questions sometimes. Doesn't really seem like Nick is all that excited when he opens his mouth, but he's decent, you know. Same as like Doug. I put him with kind of Doug Smith. It's like, yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, Doug can be a bit abrasive sometimes. I think the story that the Star dropped, I have big respect for reporting like that, like actual investigative journalism. So like, I don't really have anything to say on that or anything on that. Blake Murphy, yeah, I mean, if you want to listen to the Raptors for like a while, I mean, he's got some numbers, he's got some stats, he's prepared. You know, he's actually got like things that he's like picked and pried out of. He's kind of doing the little operation thing. I like that. Lewinberg, I don't know. I think he just kind of gives I think he's just kind of like like Pascal's got a sore shoulder tonight. But I mean, he's got good energy. He's got like a pep in his step. He's always pretty fired up. Who else am I missing? Anybody? I mean, I think those are like that's like the main talent that you see. And, oh yeah, and then there's Michael Grange. Kind of forgot. Yeah, I think he once said that he like preferred covering the Leafs, and I can kind of tell. And again, a lot of the time, it seems like with maybe the roles these people are given, like I'd like to see Alvin as like a Tim Legler type. You know, give me like 7 minutes after the game, and like it just seems like people or the courtside reporter people. It's like there's a photo of Amy Audibert playing basketball with like a Miami jersey on. So it's like, you have the best seat in the house. You must have some interesting observation. Then it's probably not even her. Like, she's probably being told like, okay, go talk to this coach and ask him about. Just get like a vague answer from this coach because he's not actually going to tell you anything. But you know, for the audience that we have misunderstood for the last 20 years, they really like it.